Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2017 and part 5 of season 2 of our Red Bull career mode, and today we have the Spanish Grand Prix. We are in need of a strong performance today. We haven't had the best of season so far, as you guys will know, and yeah, we need to do better is simply how I'm putting it. It is going to be tough though, because we are doing it. We are taking the 5th power unit at this race, mainly because we already had to take a new gearbox. Looking at the first gearbox there, it was about 75% worn. It wouldn't have survived the race, so I've took a fresh gearbox, and I thought, you know what, 5 places, we're probably going to qualify 5th or 6th, so that would have took us out of the top 10 anyway. So, you know, taking a whole new power unit, starting at the back, we'll try our very, very best. We'll probably try and qualify in Q2 on the super soft tyres, and just sort of take our medicine, if you like. If we don't qualify in the top 10, it doesn't matter. We're allowed to start on fresh hard tyres or whatever. But no, it should be an alright Grand Prix for us. There's plenty of places to overtake in Spain, so hopefully we can do that. The championship at the moment isn't looking good for us. We're currently down in 8th with 14 points. We had our first retirement of the game in the last episode, which was really, really sad. If you look at season 1, we finished 8th in Catalonia last year, so hopefully we can repeat that and do something good. We have had the upgrade. No, we haven't had the upgrade through. I beg your pardon. That's for Monaco. It's still in the works. As you can see, there it is. We're also able to. We're actually not able to buy another thing to do, which is quite odd. So we'll just save up some points this weekend, and maybe at Monaco next weekend we can try and get another engine performance. But with that being said, I'll now hand over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson to take us through the preview to the Spanish Grand Prix.
The rain is here then, and that's going to take away a lot of the grip, Anthony Davidson, and make turn 1 very interesting indeed.
Yeah, it's these kind of conditions where you can go in with one of 2 mindsets. You either see it as an opportunity, or you're worried that all of your hard work's about to be undone. We've been stuck in these conditions now for a few hours, more or less this kind of intensity, so we don't seem to have too much standing water, so we're not likely to be starting behind a safety car. And like you say, Crofty, the charge down into turn 1 will be quite interesting. I think we're in for a cracking Grand Prix.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Nico Hulkenberg, and Alonso, Perez, Grosjean, Raikkonen, and Kevin Magnussen. Sainz, Palmer, Daniel Kvyat, and Ocon, Stroll, Van Dorn, Pascal Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson. Massa and a Red Bull rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Right guys, here we are down on the track, obviously in 20th position after taking the new power unit. We ended up qualifying in 5th, which was fine, you know. I was quite happy with 5th. So it is going to be difficult. I didn't know it was going to be raining, so you know, it is going to be difficult today. Everybody seems to be going really, really slow early on in this formation lap for some reason, but hopefully we can just keep ourselves out of trouble. That's the plan, and we can go on and get a good result today. We're under pressure, obviously, at Red Bull after a few disappointing performances, to be quite honest with you. So we need to go out there, we need to perform and get get some good points. But that's going to be difficult from 20th on the grid, although the rain will help us. I think the pace in the rain over the weekend has been pretty good. So, you know, we've always got a chance, in my opinion. And shall we see how many cars we can overtake? Let's have a bit of fun. Everybody's going a little bit slowly for my liking, so we're going to just see how many cars we can overtake and if we can do it cleanly as well. Because any contact we do make will mean the end of the formation lap, so we've just got to try and make these moves as cleanly as possible. Not that I would try and barge people out of the way anyway, but you know, it's especially important on the formation lap to do that, and we're just trying to find out where the grip levels are along this track, so we can start making some moves in lap 1. And I tell you what, if we could be up to 13th by the end of lap 1, we would be absolutely delighted. But we've just got to keep ourselves out of trouble. Trying the undercut on Palmer. Go down the inside. He's seen that we're there, so that's fine. They must all be very confused, the drivers, as to why I'm just overtaking everybody. But we'll see if there's any glitches in Codemasters F1 games where we'll start in 12th in the grid now, but I highly doubt it. So we're coming up, yeah, lining up in 20th place. I reckon just get off to a slow start. If you had the option of starting in the pit lane on this game, I think I would have, just to keep out of turn 1 carnage, because it's a long run down. There's going to be a lot of spray in the air. Visibility is going to be absolutely atrocious. So we just got to hope that we get off the line well, we get ourselves a little space. We've got Massa alongside us, so hopefully we'll be pushing through the field with him. Let's get ready. Lights out, away we go here in Catalonia, Barcelona, or Barcelona, Catalonia I should say, which could be independent this time next year. You never ever know. A lot of trouble going on over there, but we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to take it nice and easy into turn 1. And, well, we haven't made any positions in the first turn, despite going down the inside. I'm just sort of trying to keep myself out of trouble. We don't want to get any sort of damage on the car. But we are going down the inside now. We need to sort of be careful and aware of Verline. We're on the outside of Van Dorn right now, so let's just take it nice and easy. Van Dorn goes up our inside. We're just going to give him the room that he needs. We're up 2 positions, which, you know, isn't brilliant. In dry conditions would have expected a lot more, but I think once we settle into this race, we'll have a lot more pace, and I think that's why I want to take it so easy until a gap sort of emerges, and then we can use our pace throughout the race to get back up into the points, hopefully. I'm going to go down the inside here though. Oh, Verline, he kind of closes the door, but no contact made. But we're through on Van Dorn, which is good. And he's in our little mirrors there, so we know that we can come across the track. And well, 17th, we've made up 3 positions on the first lap. You know, not our most fruitful first lap, but I think a good safe first lap, and now we can try and push on in this race. We should be able to take Verline on this straight. We're already getting the run. Got the slipstream now. We come out into the open and we pass him straight away on this long pit straight. He tries to get some slipstream back from us, although we've already passed him. And, you know, the chassis of our car will really help us in the wet conditions, trying to get past these guys up ahead. So 16th from the first lap, and I think that's a good start. We're going to have a look down the inside of Stroll tentatively, although he sort of gets out of the way there, which is rather worrying, but never mind, we'll keep going. And I think we're really starting to settle in now, and, you know, we're not too far behind some really good points paying positions. So if we can keep going like this, and hopefully we're in for a good race. Well, we're going to have a look down the inside of Ocon. And now, oh, Palmer.
Damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
We have lost a tiny little bit of the end plate, but I think that's okay. We have got somebody on our inside though, Ocon. So we're just going to have to take it nice and easy through this section of corners, which we've been very quick through this weekend, by the way. So we're definitely in a good place for Monaco, you'd think, in the next couple of weekends. Hopefully we can catch up to Palmer here and maybe look to make an overtake on the next lap. Okay, we have a chance on Palmer. We go down the inside and we're through up to 13th position now, which is good. So after 3 laps, we're looking alright in this race, and we can already see the person in 10th place, so things are going well. We're showing our pace, we're settling in, the tyres are good, and well, it's Kimi Räikkönen in 11th place at the moment, so hopefully we can overtake him. He's one of the title rivals this season, if we are so going for the title, although we're going to have to very much improve our form if we have any intention of that. We are struggling in terms of fuel consumption at the moment. I have had it in standard and we're still losing fuel. That's a terrible corner. We come back onto the racetrack though, and we'll rebuild. We should have enough pace to just easily catch up to Danny Kvyat, but those sort of mistakes is what's going to mean that we're probably limited to as high as 5th, 6th place today. No chance of a podium yet, I don't think, but we'll see what happens.
Power output will be less than optimal. We're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change.
Well, we're being told that we might have to change onto the intermediate tyres. That's interesting, to say the least. We're going to follow the AI at the moment. They do look pretty slow though, to be honest. So if we can make this phase of the race work for us, then we're definitely in a good place here, because I think we've got decent pace at this stage of the race. We're going to go onto the intermediate tyres next. We're going to move the downforce up a notch to hopefully counteract the little end plate that we lost. But no, I'm very, very excited to see what happens here. We're closing in on Kvyat and Magnussen through this first section, which you'd expect with the huge amount of downforce that this Red Bull produces. We're going to go down the inside of Danny Kvyat, although he's not going to make it easy for us. Well, we're still on this right hand side. I'm really glad that he sort of turned to the inside and gave us room. We go around the outside and make the move, although he's still there on the inside. This is a really good battle, to be honest with you. We're just going to back out of it for now, because that was getting too close, and Palmer's now catching up. So, well played, Danny Kvyat. You've won the battle, but you've certainly not won the war, and we're going to hopefully close in close enough to go down the inside in this corner. Well, we're going to take Magnussen as well here. He should have better acceleration, but we're through. And now up to 11th. And look at Hulkenberg. He's in 7th. Really, really holding up the pack here. We're going to have a look at Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, that was close. That was really close. But we're through. We're through on Kimi. Nobody coming into the pits yet, which is interesting. Now we're going to have to close in on Fernando Alonso, who had a wonderful qualifying, by the way. Qualified all the way up in 7th. So there's obviously been some sort of patch where Alonso's just a beast in sort of wet conditions or whatever. That was a terrible, terrible first turn, and we're sliding all over the place, and all the hard work that we did last lap has come to waste there, and we're going to have to do it all again. Well, we've already caught up to these guys, and we're surely going to have a look at Kimi Räikkönen again down the inside into this turn. Oh, and he holds it around the outside this time. Surely we can't make this, although we're still on his inside, and he gives us the room, and we slot in down the inside. And now hopefully we can go after Fernando Alonso. Take 2 here. Jeff is pretty adamant that these are the wrong tyres to be on, but simply because the AI haven't done anything, and I was bitten a bit in the Chinese Grand Prix earlier in the season with strategy calls, so I'm going to stay out there for now. I don't think there's going to be any advantage to be had coming in this early, so we'll try and make some more ground, utilise the clear air. We're going to have a look on Fernando Alonso. It looks like he's just going to give us the room, which is great. So we're through on Fernando now, and we're going to have a little look at his compatriot Carlos Sainz, and we're through on him as well. So now we're going to move forward, try and take Romain Grosjean. I didn't expect to get him this early, but we're through. He's still on our outside, a little bit of contact there on the exit, but we are through, and now we've got to make the move on our former teammate Nico Hulkenberg, who is up in 6th position at the moment. So he's having a good Grand Prix, but hopefully we can spoil his day and get up into 6th, and I think that would be a really, really good performance. Well, I think the track is drying up now. I honestly think it's... Yeah, here we go. It just felt like that's what was happening there. You know, the track is getting a lot drier, but look at the leaders on the mini-map. They are so far ahead of where we are at the moment, which is quite unbelievable, really. We'll see if any of them come into the pits this lap. Not really sure. Yes, they are coming into the pits this lap, I believe, or at least some of them are. So we're gonna come in. Ricardo's in at the moment, so we're gonna come in just after him. Hopefully he should be away by the time we get there. So here we come into the pits, and hopefully, touch wood, this will be the right call. Everybody else is coming in, so I'm assuming it will be. Just got to get down to 50 mile an hour, and we're in, which is great. Some people are staying out there though, obviously just hoping that.
Release.
And we're away. 3.9 seconds. That was quite a slow pit stop. I don't really know what the waiting was about, and we've come out behind Nico Hulkenberg, but hopefully we'll be able to close in on him, and on these intermediate tyres we'll hopefully have a decent amount of pace. We are going to have to go down to leading though, because we are struggling in terms of fuel consumption. So it's now just flat out till the end of the race. Don't know if it's going to dry out anymore so that we can get on to slicks, but at the moment we're in a good place. We're fighting for 6th place with Nico Hulkenberg, or net 6th place, I guess. But obviously,
We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
well, 20 minutes of rain, that kind of says that we're not going to be moving on to slicks by the end, so we're just going to be battling with Nico Hulkenberg, you would imagine, hoping for any retirements to move us a bit higher up, but I don't think there's any hope that we can catch the likes of our teammate Daniel Ricciardo at this stage, but we will try our best. Well, we're already caught up to Hulkenberg, and we go down the inside. We're going to go down the inside of the Sauber as well, who stayed out there on the wet tyres, really struggling. Intermediate tyres the way to go. We picked the perfect time to come onto them. We're past Nico Hulkenberg now, which is great stuff. I don't think, unless there's a safety car, we've got much hope of getting any more positions, but we will try and see if we can close in on the car ahead. It is going to be difficult though. We're going to have to negotiate our way through these back markers who are still on the wet tyres. Well guys, here we come onto the final lap. Yeah, we haven't had the pace to really close in on Perez. The last lap we've put into Rich, and have a lot of pace, but it's just too big a gap. We lost too much time coming through the traffic and making little mistakes early on. That it's just cost us later in the race, but it's not a worry. I think it's still a great performance to come from 20th on the grid to finishing 6th in these really tricky conditions. We've kept ourselves out of trouble. We obviously had that little nip on the wing earlier on, but that hasn't made much performance difference. And we got another click on the downforce at the pit stop, and we've done quite well. I think Sebastian Vettel has gone on to win the Grand Prix. It looks like Ricciardo's going to finish on the podium, which is a great result for him. There's a plane taking off in the background there. Or is it landing? It's difficult to tell. Anyway, Perez has won the battle today. We're going to finish in 6th. It's a good recovery drive and a good amount of points, considering we were so far off the pace in the last few Grand Prix. We've run out of fuel there at the end, but we do finish in 6th place. It's not too bad a finishing position. From 20th on the grid, as I say, we've got that extra power unit in the bag now as well. It's just a little disappointing because I feel like with the pace we shown, we were on the sort of pace of the leaders, so it would have been nice to maybe have a clean run at that without starting at the back of the grid. But that's the way it goes. I'd rather do that than start at the back in Monaco. So, yeah, I think we can be quite happy with that.
10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
So there you go, Kimi Räikkönen finishing in 7th. We overtook him quite easily, to be honest with you. But Vettel winning the Grand Prix, Hamilton in 2nd, Bottas in 3rd there. Mercedes pretty good, aren't they? So Ricciardo must have finished 4th with Perez in 5th, then us in 6th. So finishing 2 places behind Daniel isn't bad at all considering where we started. So I'm very, very happy with that. And hopefully we can move onwards and upwards. Get a good result in the Monaco Grand Prix. We did well there last year, so hopefully we can do the same this year. And let's have a look at the standings. So Valtteri Bottas is leading. I'm talking over David Croft and Anthony Davidson. Oh, we got driver of the day. Well done. Kimi Räikkönen in 2nd, Vettel 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Ricciardo in 5th. We're already 79 points behind the leaders, or the leader at the moment. So we're definitely going to need a good run of form if we're to get back into that fight. We're comfortably in 3rd in the Constructors at the moment. So that's where we're going to leave this episode. If you enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. Really does help out the channel and really does mean a lot to me as well to see that you guys are enjoying, leaving those likes and commenting down below as well. It really does mean the absolute world. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.